everyone, and welcome to the 2021 Blue Tie Uncorked. I'm Jennifer Chavez. I'm the Executive Director at the Pueblo Child Advocacy Center.
And I'm Laura Stalford, Blue Tie Uncorked Event Chair and Vice President to the Board of Directors.
We'd like to welcome you tonight and thank you for your continued support to the Pueblo Child Advocacy Center and the great work that our multidisciplinary team does on an everyday basis.
Tonight we're at 21 Steak, who has generously partnered with us, leaving their gorgeous venue and expertise. We are so excited to continue tonight's adventure with our eats and drinks. We also have our guests with us downstairs in the Center for American Values, along with our at-home guests.
We'd also like to thank Big Bear, who has been a major contributor to this event as well. They have donated all the wine tonight, as well as put together a fabulous wine pool at their Pueblo West location.
We also want to introduce our amazing masked film and production crew, JSB Cinema. Thank you so much.
We'd also like to welcome our toast host tonight. Say that twice.
Yeah.
They will be featured throughout our evening, as well as those who weren't able to join us. We're videotaping them at a different location.
So we encourage you to relax, imbibe, and enjoy Blue Tie Uncorked.
At this time, I'd like to introduce and turn over the night's event to Toni.
Good evening, everyone. We are so excited. We're going to spend this day with some people. It should be the best people in our community, so cheers to all of you. Shortly, I'm going to have Miss Sarah, my assistant, introduce our staff, and then we're going to walk a little bit through how our night will go, and we will spend our night tasting some yummy things, talking about the generous donation of wine from Big Bear, giving you a little history and wonderful things that go on at 21 Steak. For those of us who live in the hospitality industry, we were unfortunately shut down twice. And I will tell you that in those two moments where we've had to be shut down and reopen, we've been blessed to have our community stand behind us, and we've opened those doors to a full restaurant almost every night, and we're really grateful. So the very least we could do is give back to a community event that's so special and dear to all of us. What they do at this event, PCAC, we are very proud to just donate anything we can to all of you that donate to this organization that our community needs for all these children that deserve a better situation. So at this point, I'm going to introduce my assistant, Sarah, and she's going to introduce our staff, and then we're going to get ready to toast all of you and start our festivities. So welcome to all of you, and here we go.
Good evening, everybody. I'm so proud to introduce our team that's here with us tonight. We have our sous chef, Mr. Toni Molinaro, and with him is Dustin Cole in the kitchen tonight. And behind the bar, we have Gavin, Dimitri, and Alec. So enjoy your evening. Thank you for spending it with us.
We are going to course through the wine. I'm going to have Chef Toni speak on the charcuterie boards that we're going to bring out. And as we break between coursings, our bartenders are going to give you a little tutorial on some wine cocktails, because wine can be drank in so many fashions, and we do them all at 21 Steak. So first I'll introduce to you our sous chef.
Do you want to bring them up first?
Sure, it's up to you. You want to do that right now? Got it. So we're gonna drop the boards, and quickly I will tell you a little bit about the wines that are selected this evening. I had the opportunity to meet with Jackie briefly and go through their selection. Their stores are pretty amazing, so for somebody who sold wine for as long as I did, I get a little overwhelmed when I see a retail store, because I did it in restaurants, bars, and hotels, so they have quite the selection. They did a wonderful accompaniment with that we're serving our charcuterie boards. They did a wonderful accompaniment with letting me select wines. We're going to start with a glass of bubbles, which we always do at 21 Steak. We always begin with a toast. And the bubbles are a good effervescent to clear your palate and get ready for all the things you're going to taste. And then we're going to move on to a Sauvignon Blanc. And we'll move on to a Rosso, which is a red blend, a Sangiovese blend. We'll have a Malbec. And then we'll finalize our night with a really big, luscious Zinfandel. So as Chef Toni and our staff drops these charcuterie boards, we'll come out and speak on the things in front of you. And in between there, we'll have these gentlemen tell you a little story about some cocktails. So cheers to all of you if you raise your glass. And we begin our evening. Thank you for the funny way to break the ice with all of us. We appreciate you, Mr. Brown. It also shakes the nerves a little when you have a few laughs, so that's good. We look forward to what this night has to offer, so salute to all of you. everybody has charcuterie in front of you. We do these boards every night. We do several hundred of them a week. We do a lot of wonderful things here, and one of our specialty things being a steakhouse is obviously meat. So our sous chef, Mr. Molinaro, is going to speak on the selection in front of you, and then I'll speak to you as the pairings come. So he'll let you know what everything is in front of you, so there's no questions about what you're getting ready to partake in, and then I'll go through the pairings with you after he just gives you a little rundown. So here's Toni Molinaro.
All right, thank you everyone for coming to this event. Happy to have you here. So I'll start with the narrow part of the board up top with the little, the ramekin, and we'll do all the meats. So the first meat is a prosciutto, a Quercia prosciutto. It's sourced from Springside, but it's made in Utah actually. And then the second meat is a fennel pollen salami, and so it's just a traditional Italian salami, and it's seasoned with the pollen from a fennel plant as well. And then the third meat is a whiskey cured salami. So it's a traditional salami, and when they're hanging it to cure it, they soak cheesecloth in whiskey, and it cures for about 6 to 8 months with the whiskey soak on it. And then the last meat is meat we do in-house. So it's a brined and cured pork loin. So in the brine, it's a saltwater solution, so it helps season the meat from the inside out. And there's a little ginger, some cilantro, a little green onion, and honey in that. And then it's cured overnight, and then we smoke it for about 3 hours, and then I'll slice it very thinly. And then we'll start with the cheeses. The marbled cheese is a smoked cheddar, and that is done at Springside Cheese as well. So it's cold smoked cheese. They get a block of white cheddar and then smoke it for about 2 hours, and it helps get that marbling color in it. And then the cheese with the speckled rind, the dark color, that is a barely buzzed cheese, and that is a cheese that's rubbed with espresso and lavender. And then the little green chili curds are the orange ones, the little the very early cheese. Those are made at Springside as well. They toss them in green chili from, I believe, Millburger Farms. And then the last cheese is called a Moody Blue, and that comes from Wisconsin. It's an American style blue cheese, and that is slightly smoked as well. All right. And now for the accoutrements. So that little ramekin is a pimento cheese spread. So it's some sharp cheddar, a little mayo, sour cream, roasted jalapenos, and roasted red peppers. And then there is the curried almonds. So those are almonds tossed in a little curry powder, baked, and then drizzled with a little bit of Leroy Nil honey from the county. And then the last item on there is a red onion confit, and that's like a red onion jam. So red onions slowly cooked with red wine vinegar, a little sugar, and salt for about 4 hours so they get real jammy. And that's all I have.
And just so you know, we have to go through that cheese board with every single table that orders it. So thank you, Chef Toni, for always bringing your expertise to us. The first set of cheeses that I'd like to speak on. Just take my notes. So the Sauvignon Blanc, that is your first wine in your flight, I set to pour with the pork loin, which is the pork loin that we make here in-house. It's the pork loin that we make here in-house, and because of the lighter style, it being a white meat, and the delicacy of that, very often people are under the misnomer that white wine means chicken or fish, and it doesn't. It can be anything based on how things are cured, how things are sauced. So when we touch wine inside our restaurant, it's never going to be a black and white discussion. It's always going to be relative to taste, and it's also going to be relative to how things are prepared. So that first set with the Sauvignon Blanc is going to be the pork loin, and the first cheese to go with that is the barely buzzed, which again is very delicate. It's rubbed in the rind with espresso and a touch of lavender. So when you taste this Sauvignon Blanc in particular, I had a chance to taste it on Friday morning. It's really bright, there's a little bit of acid, and just a little bit delicacy for having something that's a white meat and that delicate cheese with that floral component. So that's your first sampling. And while you are going through that and seeing the comparative relativity and relationship to that wine and those items, it'd also be very delicious, that same pairing with your bubbles. So if you have an inclination to lean towards that, that's also a really nice pairing as well.
Hi, we are at 21 Steak, and here this weekend we will be filming an event hosted with Wine in affiliation with Big Bear and ourselves. We are here to support Pueblo Child Advocacy Center, and it's an organization that we believe deserves a lot of community involvement, a lot of support, and being part of this weekend is really an incredible honor. So at 21 Steak, we are open Wednesday through Saturday from 5 to 10. Reservations are highly recommended. We're still at 50% capacity, so we'd love to have you, and it's good to go ahead and check in with us calling the restaurant directly or log on to Open Table and make a reservation. We'd love to see you be part of our restaurant and our service and with all of our staff at 21 Steak. On this event night, we will host about 40 people, and they'll get a chance to walk through our charcuterie and all of the people that we utilize to help make our restaurant the success it is. Other local vendors, obviously our homegrown chefs here that are putting forth these beautiful menus and dinners that we do at 21 Steak. We'll be pouring some wine, we're gonna tell some stories about charcuterie, antipasti, kind of that whole culture of shareable things, and we'll present some wine with it in conjunction with Big Bear, who did this incredible donation to us as a restaurant and to this community event. And for all of you that can attend this weekend, we would like to raise a toast to looking into finding it in your hearts and obviously making a donation to PCAC and really being part of this event. Even if you can't attend it live, we'd love to have you in any capacity be part of our night. Cheers to all of you.
I'm going to take you over to our first bartender cocktail, now that you're enjoying that. And I'm going to start with Dimitri Orozco-Joyce. And he's going to discuss one of our wine cocktails on our menu. We change our wine list and our cocktail menu weekly because we have to evolve to stay on top of wonderful trends and things that keep us on the forefront of good, yummy libations. So I'll let Dimitri start. I'll bring over his mic.
Alrighty, hello everyone, how are we doing tonight? Woo! I love the enthusiasm. So tonight I'll be presenting one of our newest additions to our cocktail menu. It is called the Conquistador. It is a tequila and Spanish wine cocktail, and it is served with our Código Extra Añejo, and we have a house-made orange honey sweet and sour mix that we make with orange juice, freshly squeezed, lemon juice, and a little bit of honey, just to add a little bit more sweetness, cut out the acidity, and I'll get started making it. I didn't realize I was making this with a microphone, so it's gonna be a little tricky with 2 hands. Would you like me to tell them the ingredients, or would you like? So first up, I have 2 ounces of my orange honey simple, or orange honey sour mix. And then I have 1.5 ounces of my Código Extra Añejo. And we'll give it a really good shake, make sure it gets nice and cold, and get a little frothy. Should be good. In my glass, I have a nice ice sphere that I'm gonna garnish with a peel of an orange and get a nice little scent going around the glass, and my strainer. There we go. And then we're just gonna simply strain it over the sphere. And then to top it all off, I have my Campo Viejo Garnacha, if you want to take a little look. Yeah. And all I'm gonna do is put the spoon right over the ice sphere, and I'm gonna make a red wine ring. red wine ring, right over the top. And there you have it. Very simple, easy cocktail. And we'll give it a little taste just to make sure I did it correctly. Don't mind the pinky out, I'm not that formal. But comes out very balanced. The red wine is a beautiful flow. You don't normally see cocktails like this in Pueblo, so it was really, really nice to bring this onto our menu and kind of stand out from every other restaurant. And I'm excited to see what other cocktails we have to add. Oh, yeah. And I just want to say thank you very much to everyone that came in tonight. It means a lot to us, and I hope everyone enjoys everything tonight. So, thank you.
Thank you, 21 Steak, and all of you here tonight. My name is Keith Matkins. I'm the Director of Services for the Pueblo Child Advocacy Center. And we're eating this wonderful meat and everything, so it's a great time for me to come up and talk about a grill that we are offering for purchase, for auction, for funds for the center. So Loin gave me this last Friday and asked me to memorize it, and now I'm drinking wine, so I'm going to read instead. We're going to talk about your license to grill, a Weber Smoke Fire EX4 wood-fired pellet grill. This bad boy has the versatility to sear, as well as smoke, bake, and everything in between. It's the only grill you need to sear and deliver juicy steaks. Smoke low and slow, barbecue, pizza, burgers, fish, dessert, and more. Where there's fire, there's smoke. And this is a value of $1,050. Hopefully you'll see that and you'll like it and you'll want to bid for that. And I wore my pink today so I could kind of bring in my feminine side here because I've also been asked to introduce chick flicks and sips. So let me try to read this here. This package is a 23 bottle wine rack filled by bottles donated by the Pueblo Child Advocacy Center staff and board. So thank you, staff and board. Each bottle was carefully selected as their favorites to share with others. Since our new normal, we stay home more. We wear our pajamas no matter what the time of day. We order food and for takeout and delivery. And we Zoom with friends. So with this package, you can Zoom with friends over endless glasses of wine. So I hope my counterparts can do a better job because I did not memorize this. And I hope that we can raise great funds for the center. We love doing what we're doing. Thank you, staff, for what you do every day. Kids are in trouble usually when we encounter them, and it's at our center where we hear their voice. Thank you, Jordan, for listening to me.
About that lavender cheese. That's kind of my new go-to when I'm sneaking for a snack in the restaurant. Wonderful.
Springside cheese. So let me talk to you a little bit about what we do at 21 Steak when it comes to relativity of trying to keep things local. We do as much as we can
in our restaurant to try to sustain community forward thinking, especially as we produce things in our menu. We have an outstanding relationship with a lot of our rural community, whether it's Millburger Farms, that's a big contributor to all the Pueblo chili touches that you see on our menu. We also have a long-standing relationship with Cristo Produce, who does a lot of wonderful things for us. And we also use a specialty cocktail that is an homage to the Cristo Produce family. So we have one of our signature cocktails is a Riverwalk margarita that's made with the Pueblo chili syrup from Cristo Farms. And when you look at all the things we do as they prep for the week, we're very fortunate to spend a lot of time doing things farm to table with that direct relationship. Springside Cheese is a really long-standing relationship that's been with us since we opened these doors 3 years ago. So they get a chance to go in, partake, taste, order, and then develop menus seasonally with Springside Cheese and other local vendors as often as we can. I'm gonna move on to the next coursing. So as we proceed through our charcuterie board, I want to tell you a little bit about the history of charcuterie. So everybody thinks that they invented charcuterie that's French, and in the Italian community they think that antipasti was the first of that. We know what's true is the word charcuterie means flesh and cooked. So not that that sounds very appetizing, but the French don't mince words. So they are the heart of where the wine industry and culture came from. And for them, they did a lot of smoking and brining to sustain the longevity of meat. And of course, no one does cheese like the French. So I want to give credit to the French doing it. We do a lot of antipasti in our house as well because we're an Italian house. So we have to find a fine balance between what was old and what is new and the evolution of those things. If you're looking at the trend in the world, you see charcuterie in so many facets, and all the restaurants, even so many around us, we have a lot of really wonderful spaces that really lean towards charcuterie. Ruby's is a great spot locally that does charcuterie boards. We've seen a lot of private businesses create them. The Wine Down by the River does them with their wine and cocktail selection. So it's a pretty common thing to see. It's a great way to share and start your night, and it's a good way to really exaggerate that salty brine to want cocktails or wine or enhance what you're doing at the beginning of your meal. And it's small bites, so you don't have to feel guilty because it's just a little bit that goes a long way. Incredibly depths of flavors, that's what our process with smoking is. Intentionally, as we get to that coursing, you'll see what that does. So our next feature is going to be the wine-cured salami. And we are serving that with the Italian Rosso, which is your second glass. Rosso means red wine in Italy, but it's more standardized than that. This is actually a high-tier Rosso, which means it's 100% Sangiovese. And we're utilizing it with the salami. And it's good to pair it with the smoked cheddar, which is the cheese that has the little marbling lines through it. And it's really beautiful for the pimento cheese especially because there's a little spice. There's this heavy level of fat because there's sour cream and cheddar cheese. And the Rosso has just enough body and enough acidity to cut through that fat. And then that whiskey salami that's cured in those whiskey bags, it gets a smoky kind of natural presence just from the whiskey. And so this is a really nice wine to pair with those two items. So we'll let you go there, and then I'll take you over to our next bartending extravaganza.
Hi guys, thanks for joining us tonight. Hey, when the Pueblo Child Advocacy Center came to us and asked if we would partner with them for this event, it was a no-brainer. As a locally owned family business, we love to partner with organizations that make our community better. So with that, I hope you guys enjoy the wine we picked out for you, the food that was made tonight, and I hope you have a great night. Cheers. Biggest beer cave in Colorado? We have the most SKUs of craft beer. We have a wine club. Now it's brand new, so you can sign up for the wine club. That's amazing, where we actually deliver the wine to your house. We do delivery to try to keep things just fresh and like safe for everyone during this weird pandemic time. We do curbside pickup, we do delivery. We're doing so much delivery now. There's 2 delivery vans in West, 1 at South, so we do all that delivery stuff. We have rewards programs, so if you shop here often enough, you build rewards, you build points, and you get free stuff. Who doesn't love that? And then we do tasting. So as soon as the pandemic kind of winds down, or we get, we move into a different color, we'll be able to do tastings again, which was awesome because then, taste on my dime, not yours. Anything that we can do to shine a positive light on our community is what we do. Okay, so another awesome thing that the Child Advocacy Center is doing is they're gonna do a wine pull. And if you don't know what a wine pull is, it's really simple. So you're just gonna go onto their website. You go on there and you click it, you buy a ticket. So what do you get for that ticket? You get a chance to come into the store and exactly what it says, pull out a little envelope, you open the envelope, and you get whatever's in the envelope. You open it and it could be a $10 bottle of tequila, or it could be a $200 bottle of wine. I know that we're gonna put Weller's in it, we're gonna put Silver Oak in it, there's gonna be Blanton's whiskey. So some higher end things will be in there, as well as some beer and other things. So if you have an opportunity to buy a ticket, because it's a great value and it's for a good cause.
And he's going to walk you through something that's very traditional when you're thinking about wine cocktails, probably the most common, which will be sangria. Here you are, Mr. Garcia.
Sweet. How's everyone doing tonight? Awesome. So we do have sangria tonight. It's going to be a classic red or white wine punch cocktail. It's going to be served with some juice, some fruit wedges as well. And then that is going to be served over ice with a nice flag. Sweet. I made a mess, I apologize. Sweet. Awesome. Our house sangria is going to be used with a sweet red. It's going to be a Sono Rosso, and we are going to use passion fruit with the base as well. So cheers to everyone. Thanks for coming in again. It's a pleasure.
And now Miss Jordan's going to get up and speak.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here today, or this evening, for Blue Tie Uncorked. My name is Jordan Everhart. I am a forensic interviewer at the Pueblo Child Advocacy Center. So tonight I want to talk to you about a couple of really fun items that we have up for auction tonight. And I want to remind everyone before I get started to bid high and bid often. So one of the first ones that we're going to be talking about, that I'm going to be talking about tonight, is a kids movie package. So what a really great time in the lives of children to spend a lot of time consuming media. And while mom and dad might have their night out attending Uncorked, we can get them safely watching a 19-inch built-in LED DVD player. This TV comes fully equipped with an LED screen, 1200 and 800 resolution, 32 watts, and is 6.8 inches in depth and the screen size of about 19 inches. There's no need for additional boxes and cords. The DVD player is built right in. Pair this with 3 G-rated movies and your kids are set for the night. And this is a $180 value. So for those of you who aren't at Uncorked, but have a tasting for wine, the next item to talk about is actually a $150 value, and our package for this one is called Drinks Are Served. So mom and dad, that's for you. Have your dinner party with your friends and serve your beverages with this wine rack table, complete with red wine and 4 red wine glasses. You'll be able to serve all of your drinks to all of your fun friends while your kids are watching their new TV DVD player. Again, this is a $150 value, coming with a bar cart and wine glasses. Thank you guys so much for supporting the center and taking the time out of your evening to bid high and bid often. Thank you.
Challenge accepted, homie. All right. Boy, thank you so much for having me here tonight. I'm really excited. They told me it was going to be like a big swanky event down at 21 Steak. La-di-da. Holy like, I hope you guys are ready to like relax a little bit because I came to party. You guys hired me to party. I'm going to show you a good time. Let's have a good time. You ready? Cheers. My name is John Brown, which is about as close as you can get to not having a name at all. Thanks a lot, Mom and Dad. My middle name is Alias. Nice to meet you. John, as you may know, is an old-timey term for a toilet. And my last name is Brown. Yeah, congratulations, lady. The kids in 3rd grade figured it out pretty quick, too. Here comes toilet poop, everybody. Nobody picked toilet poop for kickball. You smell funny. And then I go out to 21 Steak and I tell you people about it. And every once in a while, down on the street, somebody will see me go, "You suck, toilet poop." My life is a nightmare. Thanks for having me. I grew up right here on the mean streets of Pueblo, Colorado. 719 in the house. Yeah. Now, if you don't know, 719, the area code, covers everything south of Castle Rock all the way down to New Mexico. I think some of it is out in Kansas. But if you see a guy standing on the street corner, beating on his chest going, 719, that guy's from Pueblo. That's the Pueblo guy. He's not on his way down to the Broadmoor for mimosas with the ladies. He's on his way to the state fairgrounds to score some. That's right. We still call it down here. I was returning some movies at 3 o'clock in the morning at the Red Box at the 7-Eleven on Lake Avenue. You guys know it, the one right across the street from that Dairy Queen? Yeah. I had 2 movies and it was 3 in the morning. Are you guys familiar with Red Box? You guys know Red Box? Yeah. Okay. If you don't know, it's where poor people get their entertainment. If you're sitting out here like, I don't know, I've got Disney Plus and Facebook Extreme, I don't know. Anyway, I'm at the Red Box, and if you have 2 movies, it takes forever for the little robotics machine inside the Red Box to put the first movie away and then be in position to grab the second movie. And I'm standing here sweating, nervous during this interval, and I hear a strange noise over my shoulder. I hear flap, 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 flap. And I look over, and running out of the darkness is a skinny, naked white man wearing nothing but flip-flops and cut-off Daisy Duke jean shorts, They were cut off so short that the pocket part was sticking out below the cut off jean short part. And he was running full blast down Lake Avenue like he was being chased by the devil himself. Cool as a cucumber, I yell out, "Should I be running too?" And he just said, "Nah, it's cool," and he kept on going. Probably on his way to work or something, I don't know. I'm not judging that guy. While I was distracted on my right, I got approached on my left by a local native, and I know he was a local native because he addressed me in the regional dialect. He said, "What's up, loco?" Must be the bandana. I said, "What's up, carnalito?" Because he's a little short guy, right? Carnalito means tiny friend. Remember that? Might save your life someday. He says, "Give me 83 cents for some squares." So first of all, that's a very specific amount. Second, I don't know what squares are. Turns out they're cigarettes. I'm with you guys. Doesn't make any sense. Cigarettes are round. But I'll play along. Why not? I said, "I got you, man." But he was getting too close. He was getting right up in my bubble. He was making me uncomfortable, like I'm doing to this cameraman right now. And I learned from Eddie Murphy when I was a little kid that if you feel threatened and you act a little bit crazy, you're less likely to get attacked. So I just snapped out of the blue. I said, "You know what, Carnalito? I hate Redbox." And it worked. He backed up a couple of steps. But I kept going. I was like, "I'm tired of this impersonal machine cranking out mediocrity at $1.29 a pop. Give me an old school mom and pop brick and mortar video store. The kind of place where they got free movie posters in the corner and they know your name when you walk in the door. And yes, they have Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Child on hold for you behind the counter. Even though they know that wasn't your mom who gave permission, that was your sister, you Give me the kind of place where they got the old school section in the back with the spring-loaded saloon doors. You got to make sure nobody's looking before you go in there. Don't look around at each other to see if this is funny. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You're allowed to laugh at this. You haven't been outside the house in 8 months. Have some fun, you guys. Loosen up. Give me the kind of place where they line the boxes up on the wall and you can to the pictures on the boxes and drop on the floor and walk out like they had a bad selection. I told you I was here to party. I handed him $1 and I got in my car and I went home unharmed, and that's how you survive in Pueblo, Colorado. Feel like I lost some of you guys there for a minute. It's okay. I'm looking at the lady who hired me and we're still cool, so I don't care what the rest of you think. I have to sit at that table later, so I kind of care what they think. How you guys doing? We good? You still happy? All right. Had a heart attack scare recently. Yeah, it's okay. I'm all right. Turns out it was just a panic attack. If you don't know this, a panic attack and a heart attack have a lot of the same symptoms. You get shortness of breath, you get chest pains, the whole thing. $3,000 emergency room bill. It's a very similar experience. Anyway, but it was a bit of a scare. So I joined a gym, but I don't really care that much, so I joined Planet Fitness. It's $10 a month, everybody. You can quit whenever you want. I love it. It's the judgment-free zone. I'm calling bullshit on that because I judge everybody every second I'm in there. There's a ton of it's like the cartoon characters that you meet when you go in there. You got all your postmenopausal housewives frantically doing leg bends and pretending that younger women aren't while they're there. Come on, you guys, relax. Jeez. I'm feeling a little nervous now. They're gonna run me out of town. There's the group that I'm a part of. Let's be a little self-deprecating. There's the group I'm a part of. I like to call those guys the Blob Squad, aka Team Too Little Too Late. You can find us over on the ellipticals because they don't have so much impact on our knees. You know, I judge the shit out of those guys because I am one of those guys. I'm just sitting there like, keep pumping, fatty, you'll get there. I bet you're going to get a donut between here and work, aren't you? I know you are, because that's what I'm going to do. Meanwhile, the front corner of my elliptical's lifting off the ground 3 inches on every backstroke. Then you got the little 20-something mamacitas behind the counter checking me in every morning, making it a point to not look at me, trying to avoid eye contact. Yeah, that's right. She's looking away, trying to pretend that I don't exist, and I'm staring at every line and jiggle, and you guys probably think I'm being a pervert, but I'm not. I'm looking for the unattractive things about that woman, because while she is belittling me, acting like I don't deserve to be there, I'm memorizing her disproportionately short legs and her hairy pinky knuckles. You're not perfect either, Sinead. I'm on a journey. Yeah, all right. Luann, did you just wave at me? Is that 2 minutes? Am I almost done?
You have 2 minutes left.
I have 2 minutes left. All right, well, let's just waste it. You guys ready to have some fun tonight? You ready to drink some fancy wines? And yeah. I'm going to run down to Carl's Jr. and get some chicken strips because that's really more my speed. Maybe you guys can recommend a Bordeaux to pair with my chicken strips. No, I'd really want to take a second and say thank you very much to 21 Steak for hosting us, and definitely the Pueblo Child Advocacy Center for bringing me. I'm really pleased to be a part of this event. I'm John Brown. Thank you very much for listening to me. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the night.
Now for our next coursing, we are going to move on to the third glass, which is your Malbec. And Malbec is one of the traditional 5 noble grapes, which are Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Malbec, Petit Verdot, and Merlot. So those 5 noble grapes are what started the wine industry in France. And Malbec is a go-to very often for us. It's a really full-bodied wine. There's a lot of earth elements. Most often you see them from Argentina, although French Malbecs are my preference. And obviously if that's where the world starts, that's where you should start if you're gonna drink Malbec. They're really beautiful because they have an earthy undertone. So for the next section on your cheese board, I suggest you pair this with what's in front of you with our Quercia prosciutto, which is another fatty, it's the fattier piece that's a little thinner on your board. And then the cheese that's ideal for that is the green chili cheese curds. We often tell people, if you're gonna come down to 21 Steak and have something a little spicy, let me select a Malbec for you to join those items.
Good evening. Thank you so much tonight for attending this very fun time and event. I am Terry Boffman, Vice President with the Bank of San Juans, but I also serve as Board President for the Child Advocacy Center. And I want to tell you, it has been very rewarding to me over the years to be serving in this, for this board. I have served on many boards as a Pueblo native and have very much enjoyed being with the staff and the things that the center does for the kids in our community. So I would like to toast on behalf of Bank of San Juans as a sponsor this year, but also just for the center and all the good things that that center does for the kids in our community. Cheers.
Hi, we're the crew here at Sangre de Cristo Community Care. For 35 years, we've been enhancing the lives of the individuals right here in Southern Colorado by providing exceptional end-of-life hospice, palliative, and home health care services. We're so excited to be a part of tonight's Uncorked event and very grateful for you joining us tonight. We're also very grateful for the Pueblo Child Advocacy Center for providing a voice for children in our community and a safe place for them to express themselves. For our entire crew here, we just wanted to say,
thank you, PCAC.
For all of you joining us tonight, here's to you. Enjoy everything we've got planned for the evening.
Cheers!
How's it going, everybody? So fortunately for me and Alec, we have like two of the most simplest cocktails tonight. Like Dimitri had to go through a huge explanation, so I mean that kind of sucks for him. But this one, like Toni said, is going to be a classic brunch cocktail, very Italian cocktail, very low alcohol, easy to make. You could drink this all day. It's very easy to drink. So it's going to be a full glass of Prosecco, which is about 4 to 6 ounces, and then it's going to be topped with Aperol, about 2 ounces of that. So I'm going to hand this off while I pour all this together, so I can do this two-handed. And there you have it, a very easy Aperol Spritz, and it is garnished with a orange. I did forget to say that. And once again, thank you everybody for coming out tonight. This has been a really nice, eventful day, a little more than just hanging out on the couch watching Netflix all day. So I'm happy to spend it with all of you guys. Thank you.
I will say that I've been with these bartenders now almost a year, and when we reopened the first time in May, these were our bar backs, and due to COVID situation, our premium bartender, our head bartender, had to leave. She's a nurse, so she went on to do really beautiful things, and that's where her focus was. She didn't have time to come back here because her hands were very full when the world shifted. So these three gentlemen happened to all be the same age, and they were very new to this industry, and I've watched them embrace and grow and develop palates and talent. And obviously, there's nothing they love more than being put on the spot. Tonight was their debut of getting to do that live. They do it nightly behind the bar. It's a little different when you're on camera, unless you're my age and you're beyond that and you don't care. This is fine. we lose that definitely that shyness as we get older. So we're gonna move on to one more speaker, and then we'll come back and finalize those for the fourth tour.
Hi everybody, my name is Casey. I'm a family advocate at the PCAC. I'm really excited to be a part of what they're doing. I think it's amazing. I have a couple more auction items for you guys. These are some gift card packages that will fit anybody, family, individuals, couples. Everybody can get on board with these. So the first one I have is called a Pueblo Crossing Date Night. This is 3 different places. It's a perfect date night because it's dinner, a movie, and dessert. So it's gonna be Texas Roadhouse, Cinemark, and Cold Stone. Overall, it's a $100 value. Great bid. I highly suggest you guys get in on this one. It's a great opportunity, and we appreciate anything that you guys can bid on this one. The second one that I have is the Riverwalk Restaurant Package. This one is everything that's downtown here in Pueblo, if you want to get to know the place a little better. This one also helps you support local businesses. As a member of a local nonprofit, I am big about supporting everything local. So this one's going to be another great one for you guys. This one is going to be this restaurant we're in right now. Thank you so much. So it's going to be 21 Steak as well as Brews Ale House, Angelo's, and Bingo Burger. So those are a lot of big names here in Pueblo. If you guys want to bid on this one, it is a $250 value. So it's another great one to get in on. Those are the options that I have for you guys. So go ahead and, like my friend Jordan said, bid early and bid high. Thank you guys so much.
And now we're going to round off with the fourth pairing. So the last wine that's in front of you is the biggest wine in your flight. It's a Zinfandel. So it's really luscious, really dark extraction. It's going to be the most concentrated fruit that you have available. I always pair Zinfandel, even often with dessert, which could be chocolate and or something like a really salty European style of a cheese board. We do that here in the restaurant often. So that blue cheese and Zinfandel are an incredible pairing. That's something you see often in restaurants with those big dark wines. And the meat would be the fennel pollen salami. There's a little bit of spice. There's a delicacy of the floral note from the fennel dusting. And so it's a nice complement to balance out that unctuous blue cheese presence and then that really thick, stain infused. I mean, your teeth will definitely be purple from this last wine because it's the darkest of the fruit extraction. So we definitely recommend that if you can take a cab home, you should, because it's going to be hard to tell an officer you weren't drinking wine after you've had this glass in particular. So enjoy this last pairing, and I'll come back to you in just a moment.
Everybody's attention, please. I hope everybody's enjoying their wine and their meats and cheeses. It's outstanding. Thank you. This has been outstanding tonight. You know, I've had the pleasure. I'm Captain Dustin Taylor with the Pueblo Police Department, and I've had the pleasure of working with the Child Advocacy Center for about 12 years now. I started off as an investigator in the Special Victims Unit, and eventually took over the unit as a supervisor. Recently joined the board of directors. I'm very excited to do that. It just means a lot to me. And so I want to thank everybody that's joining us tonight. This is such a special thing for Pueblo. The children that we help here at the Child Advocacy Center are so deserving of just the love and attention that they get. The staff at the center is just so attentive, and they really truly care. And that's what tonight's all about. It's about the children and what the center does for this community and the families. So I just want you to raise a glass. I want to say thank you, and here's to a wonderful, successful 2021 and the families that we can help. Amen.
Hi, I'm Jim Edgar. I'm the Director of Youth and Family Services here at Health Solutions. I'm also here with Dawn, Marcos, and Sarah, and we just wanted to take a few moments to say our thank yous to the Child Advocacy Center for every single thing that they do every day. Having been a part of that organization for 6 years, I'm here to tell you everything they do is so welcome and it's so appreciated, and we just wanted to raise our mugs and we wanted to offer you a big, huge toast again to the PCAC. Cheers!
Shelby Maldonado. So my first item that I am talking about is the freestanding wine cellar. It is a $250 value. So this wine cellar holds 19 bottles of red or white wine, beer, or champagne. It has constant temperature and humidity control with recycled air, no vibration, and noise reduction. It has a double layer of glass and it effectively avoids water fog. That's important so you can check on your wine throughout the day. Soft blue light allows you to see the interior clearly and does not disturb the slumber of the wine. You just plug it in and it will work right away. It has a digital soft touch control with rapid cool and temperature display. So my second item I am talking about is a gift card package as well. Bear with me with my Spanish here. It's called Buena Comida y Bebida. Life without Mexican food and margaritas is no life at all. Thank you. This is a $180 value. So the family-owned Cactus Flower Mexican restaurant and cantina serves delicious, authentic Mexican meals. And enjoy a margarita too, shaken, blended, or on the rocks. Bid high to show that you value our local restaurants. This package is $100 for Cactus Flower, $50 to Big Bear Wine and Liquor, and then $30 to
Hi, this is Jordan from JSB Cinema. Enjoying Uncorked? Us too. It's been a blast being a part of it. As you've seen throughout the night, PCAC is hosting an uncorked auction full of amazing items that you can get by bidding on each one. There are 25 items available to bid, so don't miss out on a chance to get something really cool and also help raise funds for PCAC. You can gain access to the Uncorked auction at aesbid.org/uncorked. While you're at it, check to see if there are any more wine pull tickets available at aesbid.org/ELP/uncorked/tickets. If there are any left, go snag them up. They won't last long. Now, back to the action.
Again, I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I hope you all had a wonderful evening. I know I did. The wine was amazing. The food was amazing. Toni, you were amazing, and your staff. Thank you so much. We have a few more ways that you can help us out tonight. Our virtual auction, you've seen some of the items that my wonderful staff has provided for you guys. We also have a wine pool, and we'll talk more about that in a minute.
So the virtual auction is open now, and bids following instructions on your screen. It is super simple. You'll find items featured this evening as well as additional items. So please check them out. Bid high, bid often. It all goes to the mission of the Pueblo Child Advocacy Center. Auction items will be available for pickup. Just check our events page for those dates and times.
Thank you, Laura. You may have seen the wine tree featured at Big Bear in Pueblo West. Well, now you can buy tickets to that fun, wonderful wine pool. Pickup is available Monday, April 26th, 27th, and 28th. Please refer to our event page for more information on the wine pool.
Hopefully, you can still capture a ticket for your chance at the wine pool at Big Bear, Pueblo West. So the food must have been great. Let me hear it. I see the boards are clean. Thank you to all who attended at 21 Steak, Center for American Values, and those of you tuning in at home. We are so grateful for everything that you do to contribute to the Pueblo Child Advocacy Center. We cannot do it without you, and what we do is invaluable and necessary. We wish it wasn't, but it is.
Thank you. I'd like to make one last toast. I know I don't have my glass, so I'll walk over here and get my glass. As Laura said, we provide a necessary service to our community. Our goal is for one day for it to take us out of a job. But for right now, I'd like everybody to raise your glasses to our amazing staff, our forensic interviewers, our family advocates, our amazing MDTs, which include the Pueblo County Sheriff's Office, the Pueblo Police Department, DSS, our district attorneys, and our SANE nurses at Parkview. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do the services that we do. So to all of you, salud. Salud. Thank you again for attending this amazing event. Please be safe on your return home. Please utilize cabs, Ubers, or a designated driver. I knew Loin set up the designated drivers for us through a cab. Please remember to tip your bartenders and your wait staff. Again, thank you for attending this amazing event.
One, two, three.
PCAC!
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Good job.